It's like a minute delayed.
All right, we're live.
All right.
So happy Friday, everybody. This is another mini episode of VONsense. It's Wine with George and Joe. We decided we wanted everyone to get to know us a little bit better, so we busted out the Proust questions from the internet, and we're going to interview each other and have some wine. Hope you guys join us, and feel free to ask some questions. I think we can see them, so we'll find out. So if anyone's out there watching now, we would love it if you dropped us a question, because really we're just kind of testing some new equipment, and we thought we'd chit chat with you guys and BS a little bit.
We're also testing the wine to make sure it still works.
And
yeah,
hold on,
wait.
It's great, B. Cheers. Now this wine's awesome because Joe made it, and I have to tell you, one of my favorite wines in the world is Opus 1. And as everyone knows, if you really drink a lot of Opus 1, you're going to need to take a mortgage out on your house. Well, Joe made a pretty darn good copy of Opus 1, so...
Still expensive.
I think you should knock on his door. He'll sell it to you for far less than $300 a bottle. And
there's limited supply, though, so it's not going to be too cheap.
Yeah. So cheers, everybody, and let's just jump right into the questions.
All right. There's a bunch of them that are good. I guess we can go back and forth. This is perfect for you. So when I first met George, he started off explaining a little bit about what he did when he was younger, which jobs he's had, right? And every single day since then, 3 years later, I'm still learning new jobs that he's had. So what is your favorite occupation? The corny answer, yes, is the one you're doing right now. But what was some of them that you've had in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot, that's for sure. I want to say my favorite... That's a really tough call. I have had a lot of jobs. I think it was my time spent with Toyota has to go down as my favorite if I can't pick what I'm doing right now, because obviously I love what I'm doing or I wouldn't be doing it. But Toyota, I had a great experience with Toyota at the age of 22. I went right out of high school. Right out of DeVry, 1-year program, right into Toyota. I worked there for 6 months as a bookkeeper. Toyota decided to open up a new plant. Technology was just blooming. Computers, we had one shared IBM PS2 in the company, and I was one of the few people that knew how to use that IBM PS2 because I was curious, George. So I really dug in, and I stood late after work to get to know this computer because it amazed me. And because of my skill set with the computer, when they launched a new plant, they asked if I wanted to go help them launch the new plant. And they relocated me to Kentucky. Yeah, it was fun. I'll never forget the experience. I lived in Kentucky for just about 6 years, but during that time, they assigned me out to various places throughout the United States. So I had the good fortune of being able to live in, for more than a month, I'll pre-qualify that, all 48 states.
That's crazy.
Yeah. At that young age, I have to say, I think it taught me more than college did.
Between what age was that? So 22 you started?
I think it was roughly, I'm bad with timelines, but yeah, roughly I think it was 22 years old, and by the time I was 23, I was shipped off and living in Kentucky.
Wow.
And I have to tell you, I thought, nothing taught me more. I thought Staten Island, this is my little world, it's my little dome. I didn't know there was a whole different set of people out in the Bible Belt and what they call the flyover states. And they think very differently than us, and they're good people, and I had the good fortune of meeting them, and thanks to Toyota, I had the good fortune of traveling to Detroit, California. I lived over a year in California, spent a lot of time in Princeton, Indiana, and I got to meet people of different backgrounds, different upbringings, and it really taught me more than college will ever teach me. So I'm going to go with Toyota. I think that experience is going to be hard to top. 48 states, and to add, it wasn't on my dime, it was on Toyota's dime. Thank you, Dr. Toyota.
Pretty fair, yeah. I mean, my answer to that question would be so much different. So I would say my favorite job that I've had, other than this one, I've had a couple of the small pre-career jobs, would be working at Partners in Sound. Because what's better than dancing, eating, and just having a blast with money?
Massimo.
Yeah. So shout out to Massimo for that. That was an awesome time. That was between like 14 years old and about 17 or 18 where I was just, my Friday and Saturday nights were just filled with having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you're quite the dancer too. That's word on the street. Word on the street was you know how to get down. I don't know. I watched some boogie action. What did you do for them?
So from the start and all the way until the end, I was just a dancer, or I guess entertainer. So mostly Sweet 16s, not too many weddings because weddings didn't call for them. But so I literally was there just to dance and dance with the guests, which was like the best part. Like from having a blast with the parents who are having the Sweet 16, the grandmas spinning the grandma around, the Sweet 16 girl. What's better than that? It was awesome.
The Sweet 16 girl, the grandma. All right, you got a wide range. That's good.
Gotcha.
You know, that sounds like a fun job. And I know Massimo. He's, you know, everyone knows Massimo. What a great guy to work for. What a great company to work for. Partners in Sound, right? That's Massimo. Yeah.
We had a great time.
Go. You know, go. If you need a DJ, you know, call Massimo. This man does more for our community than just about anyone I know. So you should definitely get out there. Yeah, that sounds like a fun job. I mean, I've had, you know, like Joey said, I've had a lot of jobs. I want to pick a second favorite job. A few people probably know this because I really don't talk about it that much. I do mention it once in a while, but I actually owned a makeup company. And I know a lot about makeup. I took courses. I was certified by the union to do makeup. You should not let me do your makeup, ever. But that was a really fun job.
Hence why he's no longer in the industry.
yeah, that's why I'm out. You know, I was the computer guy. Now it's my turn to pick one for you. It's my turn now. Let's see. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to go. These pros questions are, you know, renowned. They've been asked all over the place, and they're designed to get you inside of people. So we're going to take you through some of them. And some of them are pretty basic, and some of them are kind of out there. I'm going to go with, which living person do you most admire? You can take a minute, because I know it's not easy to think about it, but take a minute.
That's a tough one. Of course, there's always the family one, so I'll try to stay away from the family because that could be super cheesy.
You know,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to make it fair, we'll take that out of the equation.
That's a tough one. Yeah. I'd have to say it would be some type of businessman or entrepreneur of some sort. I would say one of them is Gary Vaynerchuk. You always seem to bring him up. He's just super upbeat, happy guy, obviously successful, loves wine, loves marketing. So
he's a digital marketer like you, so.
Yeah, I would have to pick someone like that. I have to think more in detail if there were anyone else I can think of, even someone more local. But you know what? Here's someone really local. Corey Shifter. That guy's everywhere.
You know what? I could put Corey on my admire list too, so I get that.
I mean, I just want to always be that. I try as hard as I can to be everywhere, and I'm still not keeping up with him. And he's got a family, and I'm just 22 with no responsibilities. Like he's all over the place in a good way. Successful businessman, helps out the community. That's a good local one.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with Corey. He's probably in my list somewhere for sure. You know, for me. It's a toss-up between Bill Gates and Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison.
Yeah, Larry Ellison was the CEO and president of Oracle.
Oh yeah,
we spoke about this, and I want you to read his book. I mean, Larry Ellison was the guy behind. You always heard about Gates and Jobs, and Larry Ellison was always in the business papers, but he never made their level of fame, so to speak. But he did change the industry. Before there was Microsoft. In its full-fledged form, before Apple was launched, Larry Ellison was creating database programs and giving us a use for these computers.
That's pretty awesome.
You know, so I admire Larry. I admire the way he ran his business.
Poor guy's super behind the scenes though. Why don't more people know?
Well, back in the day they did. He did, what do they call that when they race the sailboats in Australia? I forget what they call it. But Oracle always sponsors these. He was always a big sailor, and he was kind of known for that. But he wasn't really known for, like Gates was known.
Right.
And Gates is another guy that's interesting. Bill Gates, a lot of people will look at Bill Gates and be like, he has that kind of evil empire vibe, or he did back in the day.
The guy's got the charity, right? The Gates Foundation.
Yeah, and you know, like a lot of people who do well in life, whether it be for a tax shelter or because their heart's in the right place, doesn't really matter. They help the community, and the Bill Gates Foundation does a tremendous amount for the community. The flag fell. I can't let that go. Scott Lebedo would have my head, so I'm going to fold this up nicely and put it to the side. Sorry about that. So, Bill Gates, at the time was thought evil, a monopolist, and he was trying to take over the world. But here's the truth of the matter. He may have stolen some of his code, his programming, and some ideas from Steve Jobs and Apple, but he was the guy who ultimately packaged it in the right way for the mass market.
Right.
That took us from getting the Encyclopedia Britannica delivered to my house with the updates every quarter to instant information.
Right.
On the back of the internet and Microsoft's operating system, the world changed. So he's up there for me, for sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid one. I'm not going to question that.
I wish I could tell if people are watching.
We're still drinking wine and talking.
Yeah, we're still drinking wine and talking. It doesn't really matter, but pick another one.
Yeah, let's see. Favorite writing, that's kind of boring. What's your motto?
My motto?
I have two mottos.
Wow, my motto.
Yeah. What if you were your marketer? What if you were a brand? What would be your tagline for George?
Oh, it's gonna sound cheeseball-y. I know it's gonna sound cheeseball-y. I can't tell if we're live. It's gonna sound a little cheeseball-y. It's probably, I don't wanna go old Nike because they're not my favorite company, but just do it. Just get it done. To me that represents that there's a bag of excuses and 1,000 reasons not to do something. Find the reason to do it and just do it. If it's something you want to do, do it. Don't wait, don't hesitate. There's my phrase. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Damn. Put that one down. Yeah, I'm not even drunk yet. I know the bottle's empty, but this is our only glass of wine. There was very little of the select stock left.
That's why the prices continue to go up.
and up.
I'm happy soon, otherwise it's going to. Yeah. All right, that's fair. Just do it. I actually like that one. Obviously, if we're talking about mottos, they're going to be cliche, so mine's really cliche. And I even have it written on inside my bicep. So, the journey is everything. That's my favorite.
That's a fact.
The reason why is because I think this ties in a lot with like loving your career and loving what you do. Because if you're not enjoying the entire step of it, and you're just looking towards the future of your entire life, then when you get it, now it doesn't make any sense to me. So I always push hard to make sure that everything I'm doing, and even if I have goals that are really long term, I'm enjoying the process of getting there.
Yeah.
I love the process or enjoy the journeys.
A lot of people will say that's corny, but that's the reality. I think everyone knows it. The journey's everything for me. It's the quest for the journey was what stopped me from saying no.
Right.
Do you want to move to Kentucky? Yes.
Let's do it.
I want a journey. I don't have enough money to do it. I don't know how to get it done. Yes, I'll do it. I'll figure it out as I go, but I want to get there, whatever it might be.
I like being a yes man.
It's also what led me to own a pharmacy in Mexico, but we'll talk about that another day.
That's another random
You just say yes.
This happens to me every single day. Oh, well, the thing about desks is back when I was a carpenter, what do you mean? I don't understand. How old are you really?
I swear I don't say most of them because people will just be like, yeah, you don't have focus, right? You don't have a goal. Yeah, everything I've ever done has always been around marketing.
Right.
Every single thing. Even the pharmacy was marketing effort.
Mexican pharmacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a true story.
It's another podcast.
Yeah, made no money on that, but quite the journey. I met John Cartier, the grandson of the Cartier watch family, and he embezzled $300,000 from me.
Nice.
But the journey that I had meeting this man, you know what? I could go back, and I'm sure my old partner Adam will laugh. But we can go back to it, and man, the journey through California and Mexico, up and down the coast for 2 years of my life was worth it.
Did you get a dinner or a glass of wine out of him?
I got a watch.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got a watch. Turned out it wasn't worth so much, but I got a watch. It looked expensive.
You did a good job picking that. It's on you.
It's my turn?
It's your turn.
All right, let's see. What else can we learn about Joe? And by the way, if you don't know Joe, you need to get to know Joe. He's a rare young man. There aren't a lot of men his age, if you don't mind me telling, 22, that have a mission and a goal of changing the community for the better. It took me till I was 40. I could care less. I'm not kidding. When I turned 40 and realized I didn't have children, my legacy had to be left someplace else, and that's where I started to think to myself, I need to really do something substantial for my community and for the people of the United States of America and for my friends and my family, not just so my name could live on, but so when I left a mark, people could look back and go, well, that guy did the right thing.
Yeah, I think that's important too. I think for what you said, it's definitely anything technical, and actually not just technical, all these soft skills and learning how to talk to people all came a lot from you too. In the past 2 years, the amount of stuff I've learned, not one text will tell you that. That's what SUNY Albany down.
Yeah,
I've learned it all here. So
they have quarter beer night in SUNY Albany, so that's always good.
I learned some lessons from that too.
I got a question that's going to be interesting for you because you're so positive.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to make you go negative.
Let's do it.
What do you most dislike about your appearance?
Oh man, this is so easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm
Because I think you're a strong and handsome man.
I'm a short dude. Wait till you get out of I think it's something to do with the water in Staten Island. Or maybe
Or the high concentration of Italians.
could be.
Yeah, I'm like the tallest Italian in my family. I'm 6
Yeah,
feet tall.
it's out of control. Me and my friends talk about it all the time, and this is just super funny side note. We'd be like, you know, if we were uglier and taller, it's probably a better chance of speaking to more women than we do now. Because we're just so short. I feel like around my group of friends in Staten Island, I'm like an average size. But anytime you leave the city or you go to like even Albany, people are huge.
Yeah.
This guy going from
Kentucky, I was kind of short.
Yeah,
I'm 6 feet, I felt short.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, my family's relatively short, so it makes sense, but that would be what I would change for sure.
I'm definitely from a weird Italian family. My dad was 6 feet tall. His dad was 6 feet
You're
tall.
6 feet tall?
Yeah.
That's tall, man. That's like,
I mean, is it for Italian? I mean, I might not be now. I haven't checked my height in a while. And as you get older, I hear you shrink, so I might be 5'11" and a half.
if you keep drinking this, you'll grow.
Yeah, my grandmother started out at 5'10", and when she passed, she was 5'3".
My grandma's shrinking by the day. She's
Oh,
bad.
no.
Man,
I'm tapping into
Not in the bed.
No,
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully, we know what happens. Everyone knows what happens. Oh no, they're shrinking. Yeah, so I'm probably shrinking too. I need to check myself again. Maybe I need to adjust my driver's license.
Alright, so what's yours? I had a friend question.
At this point, you know, it's funny. I always said, who cares about hair? But I had a head of hair like you. I was robustly thick hair to the point where, as a child, they always told my mother and my father that they had a lovely daughter.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had that kind of hair, wavy and thick.
When we
And
met, I had really long hair.
yeah, you did actually. So you know, the disappearance of my hair is probably disturbing me the most. Second is weight. You know, obviously everyone wants to be in shape. You know, you went through a similar journey. You had a weight issue at one point in your life. You told me about. You know, and I did too.
Actually, on my way back.
Oh look, Rob Nixon's here. Hi, Rob Nixon.
You're like.
If you're in the building, come on over. We're just doing a live cast with some wine, Rob. So we'd love to see you. But we're gonna do a podcast with Rob on Tuesday, and we're super stoked for that because Brian McGowan and Rob Nixon are two of the most knowledgeable guys, not only about real estate because that's what they do, and commercial real estate, but about Staten Island, the true Staten Islanders. So that's what this podcast is really about. Is about getting to know Staten Island and Rob and Nixon know Staten Island. So I can't wait for Tuesday. Check back Tuesday for our go live. I think we're doing it around 12:30. 12:30, 1 o'clock.
We're gonna be eating and just having a good time talking real estate,
Yeah.
and some fun stuff too.
Yeah, so don't forget to join us there.
I hope it
So,
walks in. That'd be hilarious.
all right, so now you pick another one.
All right, let's see what we got. That's boring. Let's do that. Perfect.
Nothing's off limits.
What is the quality you most like in a woman?
wow. Honesty, honesty. As you get, looks when you're younger are more important. I'm fortunate enough that I got the most beautiful girlfriend in the world, and she's honest.
Very nice.
Gina. But the reality of it is, being through many relationships in my life, it's always been the lying that's been the turmoil, and nobody wants drama or turmoil in their life. So somebody that can just be honest in who they are, and I try to do the same, makes me the happiest dude on earth.
That's fair.
I was going to say sense of humor, but that's just so generic. I'm not even going to. That's everybody's answer.
Yeah, and if you don't have a sense of humor, that sucks. Anyway, so I would say for me, aside from looks, obviously we already had that talk. I would say it would be drive and work ethic, because I have this game plan and goals that I'm willing to work 100 hours if that's what's going to take. So I need somebody on board to be just like that, or be doing the same thing.
You don't want a gumada.
No, I need a full time. No, I need a full time. That's not mad at me when I'm late because I'm filming a podcast with George.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really important thing to say. Because that's the truth too. I've had relationships in the past that coming home at 9 o'clock. We just got off the political trail, and man, it absorbed our life.
Yeah, for sure.
Absorbed it, and when I get home at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, instead of my girlfriend meeting me with, "Where were you?
Right.
Why? You got to spend more time with me." Right. She said, "Welcome home. I have some chicken cutlets on the table for you. What do you need?" And she had a hard day, and she worked, and she had to take care of 2 children. Yeah. So that level of support, man, it's really important. So that was a really good answer as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I already asked Gina if she has any siblings for me, because one time we were sitting down for dinner, and she was like, I forgot how she said it. Something alluding to the fact that her day off was like cleaning.
Yeah.
She was like, I gotta be I get to clean. I'm like, you get to clean.
She works for Echo, and what a great organization that is. And she's very passionate about it. She loves to talk about it, and she loves to be involved in it. And like you said, she'll come home and listen. Anyone who works in the charity industry knows you get paid for hours that you work, but you get, I don't want to say sucked in because that's not the right phrase, but it's hard to, you go above and beyond when you work for a charity, and she puts in a lot of hours and somehow still finds time to take care of the kids in the house, and man,
not easy.
A lot of respect.
For sure.
Yeah. Not brownie points. This is real deal. I promise you. All right, let's pick another one. Let's roll on. So. Again, we're asking the Proust questions here on VONsense.
Is that how you say that word? Is it Proust?
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 Proust? P-R-O-U-S-T. Proust. Someone will correct me. If you want to just comment down below, we'd appreciate it. I'm interested to know the pronunciation too. But I dig these questions. Let's see.
We're out of wine. Unbelievable. It is Friday though, so.
This is you're going to hate me because this one's going to be tough to think of quick, but what do you regard as the lowest depth of misery? What a great question. The lowest, not just misery, the lowest depths of misery.
What's the worst thing?
Ever. That, would make you want to check out or just run screaming.
I would have to go to the loss or non-existence of my family, because without my parents, without my brother, without my cousins, I have 30 cousins, we're all so close, I can't imagine how tough it would be with none of it, especially growing up. I mean, obviously there's always friends, but there is something specifically important about spending time with family that without that, that's misery.
You couldn't be more right. I had a very large family like you, and slowly that degraded down to almost nothing over my life. And it's funny, holidays used to be this time, and that's an interesting topic too. holidays used to be this time where you looked forward to spending it with Nona and Auntie and you know, gathering with his family, and when it's gone, it sucks.
Yeah.
So that's a good answer. I probably am going to just steal that instead of answering this question myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's.
I know my sister will probably attest to that too. Thank God she has a big family, and we still have each other. So, and the family's growing. They're having kids, and they're
That's
getting
good.
married. So, you know, we'll have it again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the bottom line is there are people out there with no support from their family that are doing better than I am, or are, you know, and have built friends that are just as not good, I don't know if it's just as good, but are just as close, right? But I mean, for me personally, growing up, I hope that the bond I have with the 30 cousins I have now continues forever, because there's nothing like it.
Yeah, you know, I think you'll find over time, and I'm not going to be narcissistic, but you be happy with half.
People have lives, yeah.
Be happy with
More
half.
things happen, people have
Yeah,
lives.
yeah. As you get more busy in life, and as you go through life, you're right. Everyone gets busy.
Yeah.
Family feuds happen.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm sure everyone does. By the way, I'm sure everyone
Oh, yeah.
out there has had a family feud.
Oh yeah.
Don't let the small stuff get you. Keep the family tight. Somebody
Sure.
in the family has to be the glue.
That's
Somebody
right.
has to swallow the shit,
Yeah.
right? In order to keep the family together.
That's
In retrospect, I wish I was more of that glue. Thank God my sister took on that role. I was a little bit more bitter. Don't be bitter.
Fair enough.
You know.
Another lesson learned here tonight.
Another lesson learned. Check it off. Let's see what else can we. All right, your turn. Not my turn.
That's morbid. Do something a little bit more upbeat. Again. That's an impossible one.
Come on, you can find one in there. If anyone has any questions of the three people probably watching this right now, just put them in the comments below.
All right, so this is a really tough one. If you can think of this on the spot, I give you a lot of credit. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Perfect happiness?
And I'm going to add a second question, because I always think about this myself. Where does money fit in?
That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
I can answer the money one real quick. It doesn't fit in.
Really?
Yeah, I've been a millionaire and I've been completely poor. I've been in and out of that cycle 4 or 5 times in my life. Some of the best fun I've ever had was when I was poor. So, you know, the old adage, money doesn't buy happiness, absolutely a fact. It sure helps grease the wheels a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know, you can help more people. I almost forgot the question.
So, that wine's
You threw the money on one. There's hardly any wine here. I mean, I should have brought the other bottle. I didn't know.
We do have bourbon in the
Oh yeah, we can do the bourbon. Anyway,
Let's come to it. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
I think being in an environment where everyone I love is happy. I'm a Pisces.
That's a good one. You believe it, so that's just crazy comment. We talk about this for hours probably. But you believe in that stuff?
Yeah, no, I do.
You and Letitia bring it up. Letitia's the other owner of the Vaughn agency. I hope she watches. She better watch this.
She's not watching. I can see who's watching. It's just, you know,
Hopefully she does.
there's nobody watching. It's
I
Friday.
personally don't really connect with that stuff that much, and I know she does a lot. And it's interesting to me how, like, some people are really into it, some people aren't. So anyway, it's a
Yeah, if
circus.
everyone around you is happy and everyone I love is, plus I think it's, you know, I do believe in the astrological signs. Pisces has that nature. They need it. Some call it a nurse curse. I call it a happiness curse. I'm happy when everyone around me is happy. When someone I love isn't happy, I cannot be happy.
Yeah.
Anyone
That's a good one.
of a dozen people, I can't be happy. I want to fix it.
Mhm.
So, you know, having my family and friends that I love in peace.
That's a really good one.
And nothing to do with money.
For a quick live pod, that was crazy.
I got a little Deepak Chopra action going, but it's true. You know, I feel that way. I've always felt that way my whole life. I think all we ever want to do is make people happy in the end, even those miserable bastards out there. You know, ultimately, there's someone you're trying to make happy, whether it's yourself, your mother.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I just, you know, if I can get them all happy, how could I be sad?
Yeah, no. I'll definitely piggyback off that, because that's such a good answer. I never even thought of it like that. But I would say another additional thing would be like, it's really interesting. It was gonna get super deep here, but I went to Italy for a month right before we started working, right?
Yeah.
And it was a blast. It was the best experience ever. But I had an apartment on my own. So I had scheduled it out so that a friend of mine would come visit 1 week, my father was coming another week. I had a ton of friends in Perugia that I hadn't met when I studied there. So it was awesome. But I learned a lot about myself because I was alone for a decent amount of time. You know, like I had friends there, but they're friends from a different country. I don't want to bother them all the time. I was working at the time for a little bit.
That's when you first started with us, right? Yeah.
Right. And I realized, like, as much as I loved it, I always prefer to be surrounded by people 24/7. So I think the perfect idea of happiness for me is two things. One, being busy with stuff that I love, and being surrounded by people. Because even if obviously there are times where you need to be by yourself, but I'm just like, every chance I get. The ex-girlfriend one time, I'll never forget it. I was like, she's like,
Do you want to give her a first and last name for the camera?
We'll leave that out.
Oh, all right.
Now she's watching. But I came home from school one weekend and she was like, oh, what's your plan for the weekend? And I was like, I'm gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna have time to squeeze in coffee with my father. And she was like, don't you just want to be like by yourself for 5 minutes? I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. Yeah, I don't know if that's Italian cultural.
It could be. I don't know.
But maybe not, maybe I'm assuming so much, but Italians are always about family and
Yeah, it could be.
Being surrounded by loved ones. But I'm the same way, exactly the same way. If I'm not with somebody, I'm trying to figure out how to get the next encounter.
Yeah, right. Every chance I get, every moment of freedom, I try to like put it towards seeing someone I haven't seen or spending with someone I see all the time. But I just so much prefer that to being alone.
Yeah, me too. Kyle, what's going on, Kyle? Good to see you join us. Hope everything's well. Say hi to Boo for me if you're still watching. Looks like you are. We're just here talking about the pros questions. We're asking each other to get the audience to learn a little bit about not the company, the Vaughn agency, because everything can be about business, but the people behind the scenes. We printed out this pros list and we're asking each other questions. So whose turn is it? My turn?
I just asked. Yeah, it's on you.
All right.
That was a good one though. I'm not so sure where money falls into all of it. Obviously, I have high goals for making a ton of it.
You couldn't die broke.
You think?
Yeah. Well, if you die with money, you're a fool.
Fair enough.
You
Well,
better
that's not
spend
big,
it. I want to die broke. I want to die owing nobody anything and having nothing in the bank.
Or you owe everyone everything.
No, I wouldn't be able to. I'd probably go to hell or be stuck in purgatory. I don't want to do it. But I definitely think money seems important, but as your life gets shorter, the window closes down a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, God, I love it. Money gives you freedom, right? I'm not that guy. I'm not being altruistic. If anyone wants to send me some money, I will take it. But it's going to become less and less important as you get older, and just the people around you, like you just said, start to become more and more important.
Fair enough.
Let's see what we got for you next. Let's see. Your greatest extravagance. I'm going to ask my favorite question that I used to hear on Bravo. I forget the show. Inside the Actors Studio. He asked these same questions, the pros questions, and then he always added one of his own. I'm going to add his. What's your favorite curse word?
Oof. Tough one. Well, I would definitely, let's just keep Italian where that, when I get actually angry.
Yeah, you can go Italian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can go Italian. It's fine. It's your favorite curse word. No rules here.
I think one of my favorites is so many of them. Oh my god. I've learned the Italian curse words before I learned the language itself. That's I guess how it goes with most languages. You learn the bad stuff and then try to learn the real stuff.
Up.
Yeah, so I grew up with these really, really funny Sicilian terms that my father would bring up, and I thought they were so funny because when I was a kid I didn't know what they meant. So he would be like working on a project of some sort around the house, and he would be putting up the Christmas lights, whatever it would be, and something would go wrong, And he would say, La mamma da sorda, like your mother and your sister. Like, it was really not even a curse, but it was obviously, he would ramble on after that. But I still think it's the funniest thing, and I still use it. When I'm actually angry, it comes out in Italian, and that's not, no, by no way is that my first language. I learned it in school, so as Italian as I would call myself, I'm American. But that is my favorite for sure.
That's good. You know, I used to laugh at my father too because he would just mumble Italian curse words all over the house, and he would say "baffarabla." And my whole life, I had no clue what that meant. And then one day I just asked. I was like, "What does that mean?" It means "go to Naples." I'm like, I'm from Naples. Is that a curse? Like, is that saying you're going to hell and that's where our heritage is from? I never understood that baffarabla thing, but as I got older, I find myself saying it all the time. And Jesu Christa Madonna Mia, which is not a curse. It's Jesus Christ, Mother of mine, right? Is that what you do? I don't even know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's talking about Jesus and
the mother, man. Like, you know, come save me, I guess, or whatever. That was floating around my house my whole life. I got such a kick out of that when I was a kid.
It's so funny. It's really Staten Island centric, because if you're from Staten Island, you probably heard a whole time you just
I mean, we'll skip the Bafangul because everyone knows that one, but yours was pretty creative.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so, I used to get at you every time because he used to be angry, obviously, about whatever X, Y, and Z happened, and I would just be laughing as a kid. What the heck is this guy talking about?
My father used to say Jesu.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesu.
My grandma would say Sandandon. My cousins say it now. They don't know what it means either. It's so funny.
That's great.
Yeah, my grandma will.
And you know what? It's a beautiful language.
Yeah,
so,
it is. You can make it pretty harsh really fast too.
Yeah. For those of you tuning in, you're on VONsense, getting to know George and Joe.
If you have any questions, throw them in because this list is only so long.
Yeah, we're getting pretty bored. Really, we're testing a bunch of new equipment. We want to see how the live cast looks and sounds. We need you guys to help us out with that, and you know, of course, sharing is caring. And if you love me, you know, you can hit the share button.
That's an interesting call. I gotta take it on the show.
Oh, look, it's Gina. That's pretty Gina live on the podcast. Gina, you're live on VONsense.
Actually, you're live.
No, you're really live.
What's the topic?
We're asking each other prost questions.
What type of questions?
Questions to get to know each other. They're called the prost questions. They're like
Or Proust, we don't know.
prost, something or other. We're not sure. But you know, we just got done talking about you.
Yeah.
And then you call, so there's that. You know, you can tell this is live, right? You know, we're not messing around.
It's actually live.
Well, then I'm going to hang up right now.
What? Do you want to curse?
I just wanted to know if you wanted something for dinner.
See, I just said that. I just said, and I'm gonna earn some brownie points. To heck with it. What was the question?
There were a bunch, but Gina was in a couple
Yeah,
of answers.
and I said, you know, Gina, she has to run around, take care of her kids. She has a job. She runs all over, and we were talking about, you know, girlfriends, and you know how grateful I was that you don't care that I work till 10 o'clock at night. You don't get mad when we're on the trail for Marty Golden and you call Marty attack us, and I'm gone. And not only am I gone physically, right, but even when I'm home, I'm kind of checked out, right?
Yes.
I don't know if everyone can hear you, but yeah, I think they can.
No, it's true. And then I annoy you.
No, you do not annoy me. No. You deal with me, and that's amazing to
Single
me.
fight.
Gina, you are A1. You have to watch. You'll watch the video later on, and you'll know.
Yeah, we gotta get a cord to go from the phone to this board. Like,
Take calls.
yeah, we can definitely take calls. That'd be fantastic.
Okay. Again, I'm going to let you go because I don't want to be on a podcast.
Okay, so you have, as far as dinner goes, do you want to grab a bite out, or do you want to wait till tomorrow for that?
What a guy on camera.
Wait for tomorrow for that.
All right, I'll see you in a couple hours.
Okay. I'm still at work myself.
All right, bye.
Okay.
See, working hard, worrying about me having dinner.
It's a pretty perfect wrap up. We'll finish up with one question. That was.
And I'm not that Italian guy. Like, I'm not the guy that believes there's a servant relationship.
No, me neither.
I'm not that guy.
Thank God.
I wouldn't even want to be near someone. We do it for each other. I do it for her too.
Alright. Let's finish off with a good one. Alright, this is kind of cool. Where was it? What is your most treasured possession?
Wow. My dad's Korean War flag.
That's sick. You got it.
Yeah. He has an American flag, of course. It's folded up and presented at his funeral, and it'll live forever. It'll be with me wherever I go, and it's important. It's important to me because it's my dad's, obviously, and it reminds me of my father. But I'm, military. To me, the Korean War, the World War II, these were men of a different jib, cut from a different cloth. So when I look at that flag, and any flag, but that flag in particular, I immediately think of those people that, unlike today, they weren't signing up for the GI Bill or to get college, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's amazing. I'm not knocking that. They did it out of sense of community. They did it not out of peer pressure, out of duty. And we lost that. So every time I look at that flag, and I might say that's the last war where we had it, even though, for my Vietnam veterans and my Desert Storm veterans out there, I have no question about your integrity and your honor and your fortitude. The world is a different place now. Thank God we treat our veterans better, but that possession, that flag, will always remind me of those men. A different generation, and times change, but they volunteered, and my uncle went into the Army a year early. He was 16, and he lied just so he could serve.
That's awesome.
I don't know people that do. I don't know a lot of people that do that now.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. I don't have anything input. Maybe the only thing I would say would be my grandfather's tie clip, which you've probably seen me.
I have seen it. Yeah.
I'm not wearing it today. I wish I was. It'd be perfect, but it just says Joe, and it's a tie clip. And my grandmother, when my grandfather passed away, was one of my biggest inspirations. Obviously, the charity after him,
The Man Friday movement. Go check them out. They do amazing things.
So she had all this jewelry that I guess was so much more popular then than now, right? That gaudy jewelry, and he was always into that. The Italian, he had a big chain.
Black Onyx Christ head.
Yeah, all that stuff. So obviously it's not like in right now, but my grandfather took my grandmother took a lot of his stuff and spread it like amongst our family and a lot of our cousins. And she had given me the tie clips and the
She must have known you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're very well dressed, sir.
Yeah, well, so it meant a lot to me, and I wear it all the time. So I think that's definitely one of my most important things, the possessions, I guess, for treasures that I would have. It's a cool one.
That's a good answer. I like it.
Not as cool as the flag, but.
Yeah. That's really cool. I have my Uncle Joe's tie clips, and I treasure those as well.
So.
Yeah, and it does. It connects us to the past. These little things, these mementos,
That's
they seem silly. But every time you look at it,
that's
you're getting ready to go out that night. Grandpa is with me tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll channel him a little bit. All right, so we can go on all day. We really just started out to test some equipment and finish this bottle of wine, and we did both. So anyone who's watching, we hope you enjoyed it. Check back Tuesday. We're going to do a podcast with Nixon and McGowan from Cassandra Properties. They're going to talk about Staten Island and real estate, and I think that you'll get a lot out of it, especially if you're looking to open a business or buy a home. And if you care about Staten Island's history, we're going to talk about the Wheel and the North Shore, and they have a lot of inside information on that. So tune in Tuesday.
Also Tuesday after that, hopefully we're going to have one of our clients in from Barry's Auto Body. Barry Krupe will be here, and he's going to be speaking about a contest that will allow you possibly to win $1,500 and give some money to charity too. So
$1,250.
Yep, that's exactly.
$1,250 to the winner, $1,250 to charity.
But tune in.
Barry'sAutobody.com if you want to get an early tip on what that is. But tune in, and you're going to learn about that contest. And I have to tell you, some of the entries a little weak. You got a good shot of winning. Get out there.
That's a super fact.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for watching VONsense. And please comment below if you have anything to say about our stupidity. Thank you.